Welcome to Performance Management and Appraisal, part one of a three-part series by Jennifer Williams. Welcome. Welcome to the Performance Management and Appraisal PowerPoint. In today's dynamic and competitive business landscape, organizations recognize that their most valuable assets are their employees. The success of any organization relies heavily on the performance of its workforce. In this comprehensive PowerPoint, we will be addressing chapters 1 through 3 to explore the critical aspects of performance management and appraisal, which play a pivotal role in enhancing employee productivity, engagement, and ultimately the success of your organization. Understanding performance management. In this section, we will be discussing how to define performance management and appraisal, the role of performance management in organizations, key concepts such as performance appraisal, feedback, and goal setting. Also, we'll discuss the benefits of effective performance management. We'll start by delving into the fundamental of performance management, exploring what it is and why it matters. You'll learn how effective performance management aligns with organizational goals and drives employee development. What is performance management and appraisal? Performance management versus performance appraisal. Performance management is identifying, measuring, managing, and developing HR performance. It serves as systematic measurement of performance. In layman terms, performance management is like a system where your boss helps you do your best at work. It involves setting goals, giving feedback on how you're doing, and working together to improve your skills and achieve those goals. It's not just about getting a report card once a year, it's an ongoing process to help you and your team succeed. Performance management. Evaluating individual employee performance, a vital component of performance management process. Performance management is like a report card for employees. This is when your boss or manager reviews how well an employee has been doing their job, highlighting what they're good at and where they might need improvement. Now we'll be discussing the role of performance management in organizations. There are several reasons why performance management plays a crucial role in organizations. Here we have a few. Aligning individual goals with organizational objectives. Here, it ensures that the effort of the employees are directed towards the strategic goals of the organization. Next, we have motivating employees. By recognizing and rewarding high performance, this boosts employees' morale and motivation. Then we have identifying development needs. Through evaluations, organizations can identify areas where employees might need further training or development. In addition, we have supporting decision making. Here, data from performance assessments can inform decisions related to promotions, compensation, layoffs, or succession planning. Also, improving communication. Regular reviews and feedback sessions encourage open communication between managers and employees, clarifying expectations and fostering understanding. Enhancing productivity. By regularly measuring and improving performance, organizations can increase overall productivity. Reducing employee turnover. Employees are more likely to stay when they understand their roles, get regular feedback, and feel their contributions are recognized. And last but not least, we have identifying strengths and weaknesses. This can help in resource allocations, project assignments, and team building. For performance management to be effective, it should be an ongoing process and not just an annual review. Regular feedback, goal setting, and development planning are essential components of a comprehensive performance management system. Next, we have key concepts. The key concepts consist of performance appraisal, feedback, and goal setting. First, we'll address performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is a key concept within performance management for several reasons. One of the reasons is for management and feedback. It provides a structured method for evaluating an employee's job performance. This feedback helps employees understand their strengths and areas needing improvement. Next, we have goal alignment. Performance appraisals help align individual performance with organizational goals, ensuring that employees are contributing to the overall mission and vision of the organization. Next, we have motivation and employee satisfaction. Here, recognizing and rewarding high performance can boost morale and motivation. Here it is again. When employees feel their contributions are acknowledged, they're more likely to be engaged and committed. So here that thing goes again about employee satisfaction, rewarding, recognition. Next, we have developmental tool. Through appraisals, managers can identify areas where employees might need further training or development. Next, we have decision support. Performance appraisals provide the data necessary for making informed decisions related to promotions, compensations, transfers, and sometimes layoffs. Accountability. Regular appraisals emphasize a culture of responsibility and accountability. Employees become more attuned to their responsibilities when they know their performance will be assessed. In addition to these mentioned, it also assists with retention of top talent. Okay, this is what performance appraisal also assists with: retention of top talent and continuous improvement. In essence, effective performance management contributes to the overall health, growth, and success of an organization while ensuring employee development and job satisfaction for its employees. The next concept we'll address is feedback. Feedback is a key concept within management for the following reasons. Clarity and direction. With clarity and direction, feedback provides clear information to employees about their current performance levels and guides them to what's expected in their roles. Next, we have motivation. Motivation provides feedback that motivates employees by recognizing their achievements and encouraging them to maintain or improve their performance. And we have improved performance. With regular feedback, this allows for timely adjustments in behavior or processes, leading to continuous improvement in the performance and the employees' performance. And last but not least, we have open communication. And feedback fosters open dialogue between managers and employees, creating a platform for mutual understanding and trust. In essence, feedback is the cornerstone of effective performance management because it facilitates continuous learning, growth, and improvement, ensuring individuals and the organizations remain aligned and achieve desired outcome. Feedback within performance management provides clarity on performance level, guiding employees on expected outcomes. It motivates through recognition, highlights areas of skill development, and fosters open communication. Regular feedback enhances employees' engagement. It reinforces desired behaviors. It ensures alignment with organizational goals and aids in early problem identification. Ultimately, feedback drives continuous improvement and personal growth, solidifying its role as a foundational concept in effective performance management. Now we have goal setting. Goal setting is a key concept in performance management due to the following reasons. Direction and focus. Goals provide a clear direction for employees, ensuring their efforts are channeled toward meaningful outcomes that benefit the organization. Motivation. Clear and achievable goals serve as a source of motivation, encouraging employees to put in the necessary effort to achieve them. Alignment. Goals ensure that individual efforts are aligned with team objectives and the broader organizational mission and vision. Decision guidance. With clear goals in place, employees can make better informed decisions that support those objectives. Skill development. Goal setting can highlight areas where training or development is required, aiding in personal and professional growth. Also, increase engagement. Employees who understand and are invested in their goals tend to be more engaged and committed to their role and the organization. Also, it offers a benchmark for measuring performance, foster accountability, and aids in decision making. By highlighting areas for growth, it promotes skill development. The process enhances communication and encourages improvement. Overall, goal setting is pivotal in guiding efforts, evaluating success, and ensuring engagement within the performance management framework. And now we're going to talk about the benefits of effective performance management. Effective performance management offers several benefits to both individuals and the organization. We'll start with organizational goals. It ensures that individual efforts and team projects align with the broad objective of the organization. It improves employee performance by setting goals, clear expectations, and providing consistent feedback. Employees understand how to improve and where to focus their efforts. Success planning. This helps in identifying potential leaders and preparing them for higher responsibilities. Retention of top talent. Effective performance management recognizes and rewards top performers, making it more likely for them to stay with the organization. And continuous improvement fosters a culture where continuous improvement becomes norm, leading to consistent growth and adaptation to changing market conditions. In essence, effective performance management contributes to the overall health, growth, and success of an organization while ensuring personal growth and job satisfaction for its employees. Now we're going to talk about performance management cycle. Here we will focus on the overview of the performance management cycle, setting performance expectation and goals, continuous feedback and coaching, performance appraisal and evaluation, identifying strengths and areas of improvement. The performance management cycle. It is a continuous process that organizations use to ensure that employees are meeting their objectives and contributing to the organizational goals. Performance cycle overview. First, we're going to start with planning. At the beginning of the cycle, managers and employees come together to set clear, measurable objectives and performance standards for the upcoming period. This stage might also involve identifying required resources, training needs, and establishing a timeline for achieving the set objectives. Next, we have monitoring. Throughout the performance period, managers monitor the progress of employees towards their goals. This involves regular check-ins, observations, and providing timely feedback to ensure employees stay on track. Next, we have developing. Based on observations during the monitoring phase, managers might identify areas where an employee requires additional training or resources. This stage focuses on personal and professional growth, ensuring employees have the skills and knowledge they need to succeed. Next, we have reviewing. At the end of the performance period, managers and employees can come together for a formal performance review. They discuss the employee's achievements, challenges faced, and areas of improvement. Feedback is given, and the employee has an opportunity to share their perspective. And last but not least, rewarding. This is based on the review. Employees might be rewarded for their performance. Rewards can be in the form of salary hikes, bonuses, promotions, or other incentives. This stage recognizes and appreciates the efforts and contributions of the employees. After the cycle completes, it begins again. Lessons learned from the previous cycle are incorporated into the new planning phase, ensuring continuous improvement in both the process and the performance outcome. I repeat, after the cycle completes, it begins again. Lessons learned from the previous cycle are incorporated into the new planning phase, ensuring continuous improvement in both the process and the performance outcome. Next, we have setting performance expectations and goals. Setting performance expectations and goals is crucial for guiding employees towards desired outcomes and aligning individual contributions with organizational objectives. Here's a step-by-step approach. First, we have understanding organizational objectives. Begin by understanding the broader goals of the organization or department. What are the strategic priorities? This will help in cascading these objectives to individual roles. Next, we have collaborate and communicate. Engage with employees when setting goals. This collaborative approach ensures the goals are understood, realistic, and accepted. Clearly communicate what is expected in terms of outcomes and behaviors. Use the SMART criteria. SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Goals should be specific, clear, and unambiguous. They should be measurable, quantifiable, and qualitatively assessed. They should be achievable, realistic, given the source and time, and they should be relevant, aligned with departmental and organizational objectives. They need a time frame, which is time bound, a clear deadline, or review period. Next, you have to consider both outcomes and behaviors. While outcomes like sale targets are important, also consider behaviors that lead to those outcomes like teamwork or leadership qualities. Prioritize goals. If there are multiple goals, prioritize them so the employee knows where to focus their efforts first. Next, identify resources and training needs. Ensure that the employee has access to the necessary resources, tools, or training to achieve their goals. Next, document expectations and goals. Write down all expectations and goals, making sure they are accessible to both the manager and the employee. This provides a reference point for future decisions. Review and adjust periodically. Performance goals should be static. Regularly check in with employees to discuss progress and adjust goals if necessary, considering changes in roles, organization priorities, or external factors. Provide constructive feedback. As employees, we work towards their goals. As employees work towards their goals, offer timely feedback, praise achievements, and provide guidance for improvements. Create a safe environment. Foster an environment where employees feel safe discussing challenges they're facing in meetings, their goals, and seeking guidance when needed. So, foster an environment where employees feel safe discussing challenges they're facing in meetings, their goals, and seeking guidance when needed. Remember, goal setting, performance, expectations, and goals is not just about meeting business objectives, but also about personal and professional growth for employees. It's a collaborative process that requires clear communication, understanding, and ongoing support. Continuous feedback and coaching. Providing continuous feedback and coaching is crucial in performance management to ensure employees are on the right track and to address issues in real time. Here's a few options on how to integrate continuous feedback and coaching. Establish a feedback culture. That's first. You need to ensure an environment where feedback, both positive and constructive, is seen as beneficial for growth. Lead by example, demonstrating openness to receiving feedback as well. So when you're giving your evaluations, be open to receiving feedback from the employees about how they felt the evaluation went, the review went, any changes that needs to be made. Sometimes when you're in a position of management or human resource, you may feel it may not feel so great to get feedback. And again, whether it's positive or constructive, you have to be open to it. Next, we have regular check-ins. Instead of waiting for formal review periods, schedule regular check-ins or one-on-ones. This provides an opportunity to discuss performance, address concerns, and share feedback. And it also gives an opportunity for people to see you and not see you always as someone who's coming to bear bad news. It could just be just a regular check-in. Hey, how's things going? Is there anything that you want to discuss or you want to talk about? Just to provide that environment we were talking about, which is a safe environment. Be specific and objective. This is very important. Avoid vague comments. Be specific about what the employee did well or where they need improvement. Use objective data or examples to back up your feedback when possible. Balance positive and constructive feedback. It's a word they used to say it was it's a little phrase. It's compliment sandwich. And you want to make sure that even in the midst of your critique, you have something to say. It can't be all bad. And sometimes it is best to lead with something good to maintain the engagement and to start it off on a good note. You can still be straightforward, but you can start off on a positive note and tell people what they did well. Right? Because you don't want to come just straight at them, because now it doesn't sound like you're trying to engage with them. It kind of would feel attacking. So just be very, very careful with that. So make sure you have the balance. So while it's important to address areas of improvement, also highlight and praise positive behaviors and achievements. Provide training on feedback. Ensure that both managers and employees have training on how to give and receive feedback effectively. I think those are those spaces sometimes we take for granted. And so if you find it necessary, I would suggest, and it doesn't have to be a very long training. It can be just a short training, just saying, hey, you have to be open to this, and because we work as a team, and nobody means any malice, and to understand that this is to reach the overall goal. And maintain confidentiality. Respect privacy by discussing feedback in a confidential setting and not disclosing personal or sensitive feedback to others. I think that is kind of self-explanatory. Continuous feedback and coaching is a two-way street. While managers are responsible for providing feedback, employees should also be encouraged to seek feedback proactively and be open to coaching for their professional development. Performance appraisal and evaluation. Performance appraisal and evaluations are systematic processes within performance management that assess an employee's job performance and productivity in relation to certain pre-established criteria and organizational objectives. Here are a few of the common types of performance appraisals and evaluations. First, we have objective-based or management by objectives, MBO. Employees and managers set specific performance goals together at the beginning of a performance period. At the evaluation, they review the achievements of those objectives. Next, 360-degree feedback. Feedback is gathered from multiple sources: peers, subordinates, superiors, and sometimes even customers. It provides a holistic view of an employee's performance from different perspectives. And I just want to let you guys know, this is a light version of this. I do have another lesson that actually goes more into depth about these types of performance appraisals and evaluations. Excuse me. Behavioral anchored rating scales, in parentheses bars. This evaluates employees against specific behavioral criteria that are anchored or defined with examples of performance levels. Next, we have rating scales. Employees are rated based on certain predetermined criteria on a scale, for example, 1 through 5 or poor to excellence. Next is a checklist, a series of statements or questions which the evaluator answers with yes or no. It's then used to create a score for the employee. Last but not least, I have critical incident method. This evaluator focuses on key behaviors that represent either outstanding or unsatisfactory job performance. Remember, the effectiveness of a performance appraisal method depends on the nature of the job. So you want to make sure that this stuff is in alignment with the industry and the job that you're in, the structure of the organization, and the objectives of the appraisal system. It's often beneficial for organizations to use a combination of methods to get a rounded view of an employee's performance. Next, we have identifying strengths and areas of improvement. Identifying strengths and areas of improvement is a crucial aspect of performance management. It enables both recognition of positive attributes and pinpointing opportunities for growth. Here's a systematic approach to identify these aspects. First, we have set clear benchmarks. Begin with a clear understanding of the job's requirements and the performance standards expected. This provides a basis for evaluating performance. Use multiple data sources. Don't rely solely on memory or recent events. Use performance data, sales figures, completed projects, customer feedback, peer reviews, and other tangible metrics. Next, observe directly. Spend time observing the employee and their work environment. Direct observation can provide insight into their work habits, interactions, and skills. Because a lot of times something could be said that it's done one way, but then when you actually see it done, it may not add up. And so there may be some tools or something that's lacking that's needed, and you may have never known this if you didn't observe your employees at work. Next, you have gather feedback. Use 360 feedback to get perspectives from peers, subordinates, superiors, and even customers. And I know we're talking about performance reviews, but this is also helpful. And when you're creating job descriptions also, where you get all of this level of information so you can get a clear view of what this job description is. So when you identify the strengths and the weaknesses, this could kind of be a little twofold, and you can also use this to help with doing job descriptions. This can provide a well-rounded view of strengths and areas needing improvement. Next, we have engage in open dialogue. During one-on-ones, ask employees about what they see as their own strengths and areas they like to improve upon. Self-awareness can be an indicator of an employee's engagement and commitment to growth. Review past evaluations. We're at the last one at the bottom of the circles, okay? Just to kind of let you know where I'm at. Review past evaluations. Look at past performance appraisals. Recognizing patterns over time can give insight into consistent strengths and persistent areas of improvement. Next, we have analyzing outcomes. Assess the outcomes of the project or task they've managed. Did they meet or exceed expectations? Were there consistent issues or challenges? Next, we have evaluate adaptability, and problem solving. Consider how employees adapt to changes or how they respond to challenges. Their approach can indicate strengths in adaptability or areas for improvement in problem solving. So everybody's strengths and weaknesses may not be within the same area. Skill assessment: use formal tests or assessments to gauge specific skills or knowledge areas. Consider soft skills. Beyond task completion, consider interpersonal skills, communication, teamwork, leadership, and other soft skills. These are crucial for many roles and can be areas of strength or need for development. Identify training and growth opportunities. Almost done. If excuse me, if an employee has shown interest in a particular area but hasn't had the opportunity to develop that skill, it might be an area of improvement that's also a potential strength. Document and review regularly. Keep an ongoing record of performance, achievements, and challenges. This makes it easier to identify patterns and provide timely feedback. And guys, I know that was a lot in that slide. I absolutely get it, but I just wanted to make sure you got all of what was needed out of that. So I didn't want to leave any information out. So once strengths and areas of improvement are identified, it's important to provide feedback in a constructive manner. Celebrate and leverage strengths and offer support, resources, training for areas of improvement. This approach ensures that performance management is a tool for growth and development rather than just an assessment. Because you can easily assess something, but if it can be changed, why not change it? Right? Why not go the extra mile, make sure that if it can be improved, you go ahead for your organization and you make that change and improvement. Next, we're going to jump right into this section about goal setting and alignment. Goal setting and alignment. In this area, we will focus on SMART goals. And here goes that word, SMART again: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Linking individual goals to organizational objectives, cascading goals throughout the organization, and monitoring progress and adjusting goals. So we're going to start with the SMART goals. SMART goals: specific and objections. Excuse me. SMART goals, they play a crucial role in performance management by providing a clear, structured, and measurable framework for setting goals. Here's how SMART goals are integrated into performance management. Uh, Specific and objectives. Instead of setting vague objectives like improve sales, a SMART goal would be increase sales of product X by 15% over the next quarter. Being specific ensures that both managers and employees have a clear understanding of what's expected. Next, we have measurable outcomes. Okay. With measurable outcomes, this is done by defining metrics or indicators. Performance can be objectively assessed. It answers the question, how will we know when the goal has been achieved? So, for instance, improve customer satisfaction becomes achieve a customer satisfaction rating of 90% in post-purchase surveys. So you want to know exactly what you're measuring, right? And the outcome that you want. Achievability of goals. SMART goals ensure that objectives are realistic, attainable, given the available resources, skills, and time. So you want to make sure they're attainable, available, and the skills are there, right? And the time frame is there to achieve this. This approach promotes motivation as employees feel the goals are challenging yet within their reach. So it may be tough, but we know that we can do it. So and some people are literally up for a challenge, but they want to know that they can reach the other side, right? So that's what makes it attainable. Next, we have relevance. Relevance to the larger picture. Goals should align with the broader objectives of the team, department, and organization. This ensures that individual and team efforts contribute directly to organizational success. Lastly, we have time bound, and somebody also referred to this as like a deadline. By setting a clear timeline for completion, SMART goals create a sense of urgency and priority. It gives managers and employees a clear time frame for when results can be expected, such as like a launch the new website by the end of the second quarter. See, that's time bound. We know what we're doing and we know when we need it. In essence, SMART goals bring clarity, focus, and structure to the performance management process, ensuring alignment between individual efforts and organizational objectives. Now we'll be discussing linking individual goals to organizational objectives. Let's see how we're going to do that. So, here we go. Linking individual goals with organizational objectives is essential to ensuring alignment in efforts and to drive the company's strategy forward. Here are some ways on how you can effectively link individual goals to larger organizational objectives within the within the framework of the performance management. So we're going to start with organizational objectives. See, here you have to understand and clearly communicate the company's strategic objectives, mission, and vision to all employees. This provides a foundation for all goal setting processes. Next, we have cascade goals. Begin at the top with organizational goals and break them down hierarchically into departmental, team, and then individual goals. So you want to follow the hierarchy. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Maslow's law, the hierarchy of needs, but we're using it in the terms of hierarchy from, again, departmental, team, then individual goals. This top-down approach ensures alignment at every level. Involve employees in goal setting. Engage employees in discussions about how their individual goals can support broader company objectives. This fosters a sense of ownership and understanding of their role in the bigger picture. Next, use the SMART framework. Here goes SMART again. This is very, very important. Ensure that individual goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. The relevance criteria particularly emphasizes alignment with organizational objectives. Regular reviews and adjustment. Continuously review and adjust individual goals as necessary to ensure they remain aligned with any evolving organizational objectives. Next, we have integrate with performance appraisals. During performance reviews, discuss the individual's contribution to organizational objectives, recognize achievements, and address any misalignments. And lastly, we have communication, and communication will be one of the most consistent through here, right? Throughout performance management. Communicate, open communicate, effectively communicate. Communication, this maintains transparent and consistent communication about organizational objectives, changes in strategy, and how individual roles contribute to the bigger picture. So, the key is to foster an environment where every employee understands the organization's objectives and sees the direct link between their daily task, their individual goals, and the overarching company goals. This alignment is essential for ensuring that everyone is pulling the same direction. So we want to make sure if the goal is up, everybody moving up. If the goal is right, everybody is moving right. And next, we have cascading goals throughout the organization. Cascading goals refers to the process of setting and aligning goals at various levels within an organization, starting from top-level strategic objectives and flowing down to departmental, team, and individual goals. This process is essential in ensuring alignment and coherence in performance management for several reasons. Alignment and organizational strategy. By starting with top level objectives and breaking them down the hierarchy, every subsequent goal at departmental, team, and individual levels is directly aligned with the company's overall strategy. Next, we have clear direction and focus. Employees have clarity on what they need to achieve and how their individual efforts contribute to the larger organizational goals. This prevents desperate efforts that don't serve the company's main objective. Next, we have accountability, where with clear cascading goals, managers and employees have a well-defined roadmap of what's expected of them. This makes performance evaluations more objective and meaningful. Enhance communication. Cascading goals necessitates communication between different levels of the organization. This ensures that everyone from top executives to frontline employees is on the same page. Interdepartmental collaboration. When goals are cascaded correctly, departments and teams can see how their objectives fit with others, promoting collaboration, reducing the risk of siloed efforts. Effective resource allocation. When objectives are clearly defined and cascaded, it becomes easier for departments to allocate resources, such as manpower, budget, and tools, in line with the most pressing organizational goals. Cascading goals throughout the organization continued. Motivation and employment. Employees who understand the why behind their tasks and goals are more likely to be engaged and motivated. Cascading goals provide context and purpose to individual roles. Flexibility and agility. If the organizational strategy changes, cascading goals allow for easier adjustments at departmental or team level. Since the connection between top level goals and individual tasks is clear, changes can be made swiftly and effectively. Measurement and feedback. Cascading goals create a clear framework for tracking progress. By evaluating the achievement of goals at various levels, feedback can be provided and adjustments can be made as necessary. Next, we have reinforcement of organizational culture. By cascading goals that are aligned with the company's mission and values, the organizational culture is reinforced at every level. This ensures that the behaviors and efforts of employees are in line with the company's desired culture. In summary, cascading goals throughout the organization ensures that every effort, task, and project is aligned with the overarching strategy. It bridges the gap between high level strategy and day to day operations, making performance management more coherent, effective, and strategic. Next, we're moving on to monitoring progress and adjusting goals. Monitoring progress and adjusting goals is a Next, we're moving on to monitoring progress and adjusting goals. Monitoring progress and adjusting goals is a dynamic aspect of performance management. Continuous tracking ensures that efforts remain aligned with objectives while timely adjustments help in responding to changes. Here's how the effectively monitor and adjust goals. This is how to effectively monitor and adjust goals. First, you want to set clear benchmarks. Establish specific, measurable indicators for each goal. These benchmarks serve as reference points to gauge progress. Next, you want to do regular check ins. Instead of waiting for annual reviews, hold regular one on one meetings between employees and managers to discuss progress, challenges, and any necessary adjustments. Next, you want to utilize performance management software. Many software tools allow for real-time tracking for key performance indicators, KPIs, making it easier to monitor progress and identify deviations. Next, you want to have feedback mechanism. Encourage open communication channels where employees can provide updates, express concerns, or offer insights. This can be done through surveys, suggestion boxes, or regular team meetings. Next, you want to review external factors. External events such as market changes or global events can influence the feasibility of goals. Regularly review these factors to determine if goal adjustments are necessary. And celebrate milestones. Like when you reach those milestones, it's important to celebrate them. Recognizing and celebrating small achievements or milestones can motivate employees and give a sense of direction and progress. In continuation of monitoring progress and adjusting goals, analyze performance data. Regularly review data related to performance, such as sales figures, project completions, or customer feedback. This data can provide insights into progress in areas of concern. Reevaluate goals. If the data suggests that a goal is consistently unattainable despite best efforts, it might be time to adjust the goal to be more realistic. Next, provide training and resources. If progress is slow due to skill gaps or lack of resources, consider providing training or reallocating resources to support the achievement of the goal. Next, adjust for changing priorities. If organizational priorities shift, adjust individual or team goals accordingly to ensure alignment with the new direction. Next, you want to have transparent communication. Whenever adjustments are made, communicate the reason clearly to all stakeholders to maintain trust and understanding. And make sure you document your changes. Keep a record of all adjustments made to goals. Any adjustment, including the reason for changes. These documentations can provide insight for future planning and decision making, and always stay flexible. Okay. Understand that changes is a constant, and cultivate a culture that embraces adaptability, encourages teams and individuals to pivot when necessary while staying aligned with overarching objectives. And make sure you involve the team in adjustments. When considering significant changes to goals, involve the team in discussions. Their insight and their feedback can help in making informed decision. In essence, continuous monitoring and the ability to adjust to goals ensures that performance management remains a relevant and effective tool, even in the face of changing circumstances or unexpected challenges. So it's about striking a balance between consistency in pursuit of goals and flexibility in approach. So in conclusion, I just simply want to say that this is part one of a three-part series. So please, if you would like to hear more, you know, like, subscribe, share, and we'll get that next series out to you. Thank you for listening, and remember, always leave room to grow.